What is up, Need for Speed Racers? It is I, your wheelman, Alex Cornnut. We are here today with Copium Series Week 2. We are rolling the 370Z NISMO edition on Wild Thing A+. If you guys don't know what Copium Series is, let me inform you about the biggest event in Need for Speed Unbound right now. It is a challenge series that I'm putting together myself. It is my passion project, and I've got it set up so anybody can play. I just posted the results of last week, and we had 88 participants. We had 11 splits. We had ties. We had races where 4 guys were within 6/100ths of a second from each other. Not 0.6, 0.06 separated 4 guys, and 2 of those guys tied. It is the closest racing that I can create in the Need for Speed environment, and not only can anybody participate, but we are really encouraging new players and people that have never been part of a league or part of a series to come and play with us, because that's what this is really for. It is to bring people together in a community aspect in a racing game, and all of us just try to improve ourselves in one way or another. And this is the best way that I know how to do that. We had a blast last week, you guys. We ran thousands of beetle runs on Rat Race, flying them through the air, and we were Need for Speed Unbound underground. Like, you can glitch under the map on that game unintentionally. Just start the race, and sometimes you're underground. It's wild. Just Need for Speed things. It is fun. Guys, to enter, the rules are so simple. Your run has to be done in multiplayer. You need to run the 370Z NISMO edition that I have in front of you. Any build that you want. So if you're a drifter and you have a drift build that you want to run, cool. If you want to use my grip build that I post here, that's fine. Do whatever you like. I encourage people to experiment and tailor it to their own needs, because that's the best way. Run Wild Thing A+. Take a screenshot of your results at the end of that race. It's very easy to do that. You can do it on console, hit the button, screen grab. If you're on PC, screenshot, print screen, whatever. Guys, if none of those things appeal to you, break out your phone, take a picture, email it to me, or send it in the Discord. To submit, that's all you have to do is literally take your photo, your screenshot, whatever, and submit it in the Copium Series submissions channel. I will have a mod that scrubs that, and so when you upload your time, within about a minute, somebody else will grab it and remove it, and we go put it on a spreadsheet, but then nobody else can see it. The idea is it's kind of a mystery on how many people we've got, how many splits we've got, and then at the end of the week, I reveal everybody's results, and we go forward. I only show the top time of each split, so if you win, everybody knows your time. But if you're second or third place, you know how far the guy in front of you is, and you know the winner of the split behind you, but you don't necessarily know how close you were in your race. And so it's a little bit of a kind of surprise. It gives the allure of you try as hard as you can, because it really doesn't take that much to get to that next split. And the more participation we have, the closer the splits, and the more opportunity for new players to get in. Guys, we had 88 people last week. Let's try to shoot for 100. Tell your friends, come and show up. All of that being said, do not let this car be the reason that you don't participate. It does require an unlock. You've got to get 3 stars on all of the stunt jumps. You can do that in single player or in multiplayer. Once you get 3 stars on all the stunt jumps, they do give you the car. It just shows up in your garage as a gift, so you don't have to buy it, which is cool. All of that being said, I can see people already talking like, oh, that's really tough, it's difficult. Guys, you don't have to beat the rival on the stunt jumps, so you don't have to beat the named person. You just got to get the first 3 stars. So that's a little easier. We can back it down a little bit. And then in addition to that, if you have an S Plus car of any kind, pretty much just run that, and you're going to get most of them on the first try. There might be 1 or 2 that you've kind of got to get a bit of a run at just to see, but if you're running S Plus, those cars are fast enough that 3 stars really, like, pretty much automatic if you hit the jump. I didn't have this car unlocked this morning. Nil had already sent me the build. We'd already decided we were going to use it. I thought I had it, and then I woke up and I was like, oh, I'm going to do the build video. What do you mean I don't have it? So I posted a screen grab in the Discord. I was like, guys, guess who's got to go do some stunt jumps? I think I was at like 95 or 96. So I had about, I don't know, 30 or 40 stars I had to go get. It only took me about half an hour. It really doesn't take that long to get it. And that's if you have none done. I'm sure some of you guys have got majority of them done. There might be some new players that don't have any. And I would say for a new player with no stunt jumps, you're probably looking at about an hour to 2 hours of gameplay to go get them all done. But you do get money for it, and you do unlock the car for it. So it's worth. It's got its rewards. I've got 2 builds for the 370Z NISMO. Do not ask me if you can use the Heritage. You cannot. We're all running the same car, but any build you want. Let me bring you what I've got, and then you decide on how you want to build it. The engine that we're going to do for the first build is the second engine over. It is the 4.9 liter flat 12, 385 brake horsepower when we start. That is the Sport Bronze engine. For the parts, you run Elite Platinum induction, Sport Bronze ECU, Sport Bronze fuel system, and Sport Bronze exhaust. Pair that with an Elite Platinum screw supercharger and Sport Bronze nitrous. The chassis is the same for both builds. I run Elite Platinum road suspension, Silver Pro brakes, Elite Platinum grip tires, Sport Bronze clutch, Sport Bronze 5-speed transmission, Elite Platinum differential, and my nitrous auxiliaries are nitrous drift and nitrous grip for the micro drifts. For the handling, slide that slider 80% to the left, almost Beyonce. Steering sensitivity, I run 2 clicks high for now. I might adjust that a little bit. Last week in the Beetle, I ended up running it all the way high to get it to turn in a little bit. So put that steering sensitivity where you're comfortable. Downforce, you can run it all the way high, or on this build, you can actually run it all the way low. And there's a couple places in between. So just find what you guys like. I'll probably start with it high and then back it down if the car feels like it's pretty planted. This really isn't very rowdy. It's a pretty good car. Traction control is off. Drift entry is brake tap. That is the first build for this car. You can build it any way you want. If you're a drifter and you prefer more drift tires or whatever, do it. Set it up your way. Just run a time. That's all I'm asking. That's all I want you to do. Now, for build 2, we run the 3.8 liter V6, 591 brake horsepower when we start, and that is the third engine. That is the Silver Pro motor. For the parts, you run Super Gold induction, Silver Pro ECU, Silver Pro fuel system, Silver Pro exhaust, and Silver Pro Roots supercharger. This engine's already at the top of A+. There's no way to put a higher tier of forced induction in it. So that's why we went with Silver Pro Roots. You run the Elite Platinum, Elite Platinum, Sport Bronze nitrous, Elite Platinum road suspension, Silver Pro brakes, Elite Platinum grip tires, Sport Bronze clutch, Sport Bronze 5-speed transmission, Elite Platinum differential, and your auxiliary that you can run is anything you want. I'm running nitrous drift, nitrous grip. That is build 2. For the handling, it's the same deal. 80% grip, steering sensitivity, your choice. I run the downforce high. There's only 3 clicks you can play with there. It's all got to be the high end. Everything else is S270. Traction control is off. I run drift entry, brake tap. You do you guys. Between the 2 builds, there's a difference of 3 horsepower and 4 foot-pounds of torque. One's got a little more horsepower, a little less torque. The other one's got a little more torque, a little less horsepower. They are within 2 miles an hour of each other on the top end. I bring you both of those because I'm really not 100% sure which one's the best. And I don't want you guys to have to experiment too much. So let me just bring you both builds, and you just decide what you want to go with. I would say that the Sport Bronze is a little cheaper to build. That flat 12 is pretty solid. The Pro engine's a little more money, so that build will cost you a little more. So if you're balling on a budget, you might only build the Bronze one, the flat 12. they're both pretty similar. I mean, they're really like hard to tell the difference. In testing, they were like damn near the same. Now, fun fact this week, you guys, because I want to shake things up for myself, I'm going to run it in automatic. I'm typically a manual player, but some of the guys I talk with are like, hey man, you remember when you were automatic and you were just cruising with the rest of everybody? I'm like, yeah. He's like, why don't you do that again? Okay, let's do it. So this week, my Copium submission is going to be done in automatic. When you guys submit, if you put in the notes, if you're an automatic player, we'll try to kind of separate that out, because I think the auto players are trying to shuffle for who's the fastest auto guy. And if that's what we want to do, we want to do that. Let's go. I'm not going to do two separate splits. I'm not going to divide auto and manual, because we all play the game the same way. It is up to you on your decision on if you want to do that. And I'm not going to let, oh, I'm automatic, be your cop out for why you're not as fast as some of the manual guys, because I've got some fast auto players, and I want to prove that as an auto player I can be fast too. It's gonna be fun, guys. You're on the couch, you're on your phone, you're in the car, whatever. If you're watching this, I want you to participate. If you boot up Need for Speed this week, go grab a time, run the Nismo, spend a couple hours unlocking it and running the race. If you want, come and join the Discord, come race with us. We run 15-16 people deep on a server, all running the same race in the same car. It's wild. If you get a clip that is insane, where there's some stupid traffic desync, or somebody bumps you and you go flying, or just something that's weird or cool, submit that in the pics and clips, because I'm trying to clip all those and do an intro like I did on the results yesterday. This is all for you. This is really designed to grab players that have never competed before and get you competing in a fun format. There's no prize money. There's no accolades. I shout out everybody the same way. Winning feels great, and I guarantee that the guys that won the last 3 splits felt just as good as the guys that won the first 3 splits. Winning is winning, no matter what split you're in, but participation is a W just by showing up, because there's a lot of people that watch but don't participate, and I'm thankful for the views. I'm thankful that you guys are part of the community in that way, but I know there's a lot of you guys that thought about it and just didn't get around to it. Come on, guys, let's go. Come race. It's fun. It really is. I'm hype. Thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you're not and you haven't. That helps the channel out a lot. And drop a comment down below on what you think of the Copium series. No viewer requests on these builds or on this video. I've got more builds coming later this week, and we'll remain doing the viewer requests. If you want a drift build, swing by the Discord, message Slide, be like, Slide, what are we drifting? And he'll give you his drift build. We got that too. Have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.